From the foundations laid by Mrs. Hackley, our school has risen strong, retaining the principles of education that Mrs. Hackley infused into the early school, adapting itself to the swiftly changing demands of modern society. It would be a valid inquiry to ask why we observe, with much circumstance, this anniversary of Mrs. Hackley's birth. We might pass this inquiry off with the mere assertion that decorum requires such observance, that all schools and colleges accord their benefactors and founders this honor, and that we too should fall in line. A partial answer lies in this reasoning. A stronger one can be found in the belief that drinking from the fountain of the experiences and lives of people like Mrs. Hackley, we gain new strength to fortify ourselves in our way through life. Perhaps this is one of the chief services that due reverence for the past performs for us. New ardor and determination are infused in us when we reflect on those who preceded us here on the hilltop. We thus serve Hackley better by pausing each year at this time to pay homage to our founder.
Did you know that Mrs. Hackley founded this school with the guidance of some pretty important people? Her advisors included leaders of the American Unitarian Association and Harvard University, as well as Maria Hotchkiss, the founder of Hotchkiss School.
Mrs. Hackley lived right here on campus in her apartment above the Lindsay Room. The staircase leading up to the college counseling office is low-rising so that Mrs. Hackley, already advanced in age, could easily make the climb.
Mrs. Hackley is listed as one of the founders of Barnard College, joining John D. Rockefeller, J. Pierpont Morgan, and Mrs. Cornelius Vanderbilt as early benefactors that made this college possible.
Founders Day, first declared on Mrs. Hackley's 91st birthday in 1911, was celebrated with off-campus excursions and picnics. Classes sent her flowers and cheered her at dinner.
When she founded Hackley School, Mrs. Hackley lived in the Plaza Hotel in New York City.
Though Hackley was founded as a boys' school, women led its mission from the start. Mrs. Hackley's good friend, Sarah Goodhue, provided the funds for Goodhue Memorial Hall. Mrs. Goodhue's grandson, Charles Goodhue King, who the chapel is named after, was the first student to be enrolled at Hackley.
She was a regular donor to Booker T. Washington, educator and advisor for presidents around the turn of the last century. She also founded kindergartens for disadvantaged children, mostly immigrants.
Nevertheless, she persisted. Mrs. Hackley was a woman of emphatic convictions and plain speech. She held her opinions firmly and spoke them plainly. She was exceedingly democratic in all of her instincts and knew no distinction between rich and poor or high and low. Everyone who served her became her devoted friends.